Hey, g'day traders, Sam here as usual from Trade to Prosper. Looking at the market, I'll be looking at why we have this pump. We've got two pieces of information that will help us understand this. We'll also look at the indicators like Tether, the stock market and Dixie, and why they are showing also bullish momentum to the upside, supporting the two pieces of information that I'll get to later on. What we'll do is also look at Bitcoin, obviously, look at the macro, key levels of interest where we find resistance, and why we're bullish. Beginning with Tether dominance. So here we have a 3-day chart of Tether dominance, and you can see the formation or the macro structure that we were anticipating for a distribution or a reaccumulation. It's very hard to find out which way it is until it breaks one direction or the other. Along with that, we have the wave trend indicator, which also supports that the breakout is in place. Look at that. So we've got a trend line on the indicator. There is the breakout aligned with this structure. So what do we have here? Tether. In the past, Tether, whenever we got to these levels here, this was the top of Bitcoin and strong resistance. So I think this was like the all-time high of Bitcoin, and this was like the 60K range as well. So you can see how Tether represents price action. Here we have found the bottom twice. So if you look at it from a Wyckoff perspective, it's distribution structure, and this has confirmed it so far. What we're looking at is support on this level because it is aligned with the Wyckoff structure for distribution, and this is our base that we call. So I'm expecting price to come down here and then find resistance for Bitcoin and the market in general. After that, we will see what happens here, but I do believe this is a good level to take some profit. Yes, we found some resistance here at the moment on the mid section on this Fibonacci. So the Fibonacci is coming to play, the 0.382, so we might even actually get a bounce and then further down. But what we can anticipate is potentially a lot of resistance here. And that might equate to the likes of 38 to 50K or 38 to 40K for Bitcoin, or maybe higher. We just need to wait and see how that turns out. If we break below that, this is where we become bullish, significantly bullish on the market. We might get a bounce at this level as well. So we're looking at Tether, just like any other crypto market, and as an indicator, it does a good job. So you should anticipate using this method as where we'll find resistance or not, in combination with an indicator or two. Let's look at the RSI. RSI is pretty much all the way bottom, so you can see that there might be some bullish divergence still needs to come before we think we can get a reversal. So I still think this is going to come down more, and that's good for the likes of Bitcoin. So that pretty much sums up what I think with this indicator and what's happening to the market. When we look at this is our major moving average, come to support. Don't worry about the wicks. The wick actually took out the liquidity. I thought it might hit the ratio, but it just went below the liquidity. We still might be here for a while before it reverses based on the US dollar. Here we had previous support, resistance. So this level is what I was looking at. It might come back and take that, touch it, and then go. But at the moment, I'm looking at sideways or maybe a slight reversal. But yeah, people have been looking at this bearishly. I'm thinking potentially that's a trend line. Sometimes it dips below the trend line before it goes back up, and then wave 5. It's going to be a tricky market. Moving on. We got our dominance chart, total market cap dominance chart. And we've seen from our RSI perspective on the 2 days, we were keeping an eye on this, and it was a breakout. So we had our support on the RSI. Beautiful. We've broken the moving averages, and that was a strong move, like you see, and we are currently at a previous level. Also, we are also coming to previous resistance, so we want to see the total market cap break above it, I'll be looking at this level and that level for a response. But liquidity is there from a total market cap perspective, so I think that is the target, the 1.618. And then we got those levels here. Level of interest just from that, but I don't think it'll be much. Then we've got these levels here, significant. So total market cap is turning around, and here's the reason. One is Crypto Banter mentioned that CME open interest is significantly stronger. It's very different to what we have on our tool set. So the CME is basically driving the open interest, which is pushing Bitcoin. And why is Bitcoin being bought? Why is there so much open interest? And someone posted this the other day, I don't know when it was, not long ago. Bitcoin ETF, it's got its letter on the clearing list, and what we said is that the Bitcoin ETF is from BlackRock, gets its first ticker on the clearing list. There you go, IBTC, was it? There we go. So that's probably what's driving it, and the CME open interest. So Wall Street is coming into it. Bitcoin wise, well, I've been putting a lot of charts up. One of them is that Bitcoin small term, last term opportunity that we had, which was about 30,500. I expected to go up there before making a decision. It kept going. So that was a nice entry for us. I had this chart that was of interest, and it didn't play out. It just went straight through. Interesting enough. So we had some models, and we called out VET. VET's still going. And we will keep an eye on our total market cap. Tether was always there. So I did think Tether would come to this level, maybe do this. It did none of that. So you can see how we're keeping the group up to date. And that is Injective. I believe if you haven't seen it, there's a video on that one. So let's look at Bitcoin for now. Bitcoin on the weekly. We were talking about it on a videos probably 3-4 days ago, and the breakout's done. So what we had was this channel and a breakout. Now what we have on the chart is a 30 weekly moving average as well as a 200 daily. And if you can pay attention to it, and if you look at this example here, Stan Weinstein's method, which is it looks pretty much on target. So what it's doing is we've got the 30 weekly MA, and when price breaks above it, it gets retested, and then we have this move, which is aligned with the inverted bump and run, or bump and run reversal. So that's what we're looking at, a bump and run reversal. If we look at it closely, we'll probably look on the 3-day, and you'll see the trend lines or the moving averages. So we've got the moving averages. The white is the 30 weekly, and what you can see is that we broke below it and then we regained it, and that's why we've got this strong move. That didn't work at all. I thought that might be the case, but it is broken above, and you can see my wave 5 count. Okay, that's my wave 5 count, and we talked about it. This is an ABC correction, and once we broke that channel, it's really aligned. I had this before the breakout, so it's perfect. This channel actually made sense. This is the bump and run. So you got the bump phase I had there. This is the fulcrum down there. There's a fulcrum move. So there's a whole bunch of stuff, really sophisticated, hindsight wise. But this I was prepared for, and that was the breakout move. There we go. So that's when we started to become bullish. There was an entry there for us, and there was a few entries there as well. And I've still got my entry going long. I've actually leveraged significantly after the breakout from here. I wish I did it down there, but anyway, the news comes later. So that's what I'm looking at. If we look at it from a Fibonacci perspective, you can see where we're looking for the golden ratio right there, which is about 38, 39k. That's where we're headed to. In the short term, we've got this Fibonacci from, if that's our 0 and that's our 1, we hit the 1.414. So Bitcoin, I'm looking from there. We did hit our 1.414 for short term. We got the macro 0.5. And anyway, let's look at it from another perspective. Give me a sec. And we've got the 0.382, which is roughly there. Let's put the price in there. 35,680. Okay, so that could be our next level of resistance. If I was to push this there, it could be slightly there. But yeah, I'm looking at that level. There's a few Fibonacci levels that could play out. 35,700, where we get a bit of resistance. It's aligned with this level, potential resistance, and we got the 1.14. This is the index chart, so what we might look at is another chart. Let's look at this, how it's playing out. With Fibonacci, this is perpetual. Yep, that's good. We hit the 0.382. That's why we slowed down a bit. Damn it. So we might get a bit of a resistance here, guys, for that Fibonacci level. And then if we were to put another one, another fib, so that's no log alignment, and this is log alignment. Then we've got the 1.618, which is about 38,800. So just playing with the basic fibs, we should be seeing some resistance here. That's a strong move. We'll probably get a bit of pullback. And there we go. Let's look at two charts. Link and Solana. So Solana has done well as well. It's broken up against the US dollar. Against Ethereum, it's losing ground. So Ethereum just probably followed Bitcoin recently. Here, Solana is out. Yeah, it's gaining ground on Link. And Solana against Bitcoin, we're losing ground. So I haven't sold Solana. I'm still holding it. But I did swap a bit of Link. Here's our Link. Link against Bitcoin, Ethereum, we're dropping. Link against Bitcoin, we're dropping. And therefore, it's good to have a strategy on what's holding back. So Bitcoin and Ethereum is the one that I'm interested in. I'm keeping an eye on the daily. Link's lost a bit, but especially today. So Link's made a big move. You expect a pullback. And that's a daily chart. And you can see why. The previous level, and so it's pulling back, but so the alt market hasn't really started yet against the likes of Link and Bitcoin here. Let's see on the daily, it's broken out a channel, which is good. Keep an eye on that one, see how that continues on. It's pulled back a fair bit, Link against Bitcoin. So and Solana. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we got VET or VeChain. Still, I called out someone down here to go long, so that's how we're going so far. And dot hasn't come. It's come to resistance. There's a whole bunch of charts. Aptos is looking good, so you might want to find it's retested that on the daily. So let's have a look on 4 hour. Yeah, so the Aptos is accumulating or reaccumulating there. There could be a trade there, a breakout trade. At the moment it's ranging sideways. I'm going to leave that, guys. I could keep talking. There was a few charts I've jumped into. TrueFi is doing very well. Injective, that's the other one that I've been looking at. It's broken up nicely. Going along with that. Come on, Matic. Matic's starting to move. I was hoping there was another pullback for an entry, but it's breaking through. Here's that level of resistance. That's our 200, I think. Yep, 200 daily, weekly. Okay. So Matic's not there yet, but it's broken this channel. It's broken these moving averages. It's got one more hurdle to go through. This was why I said it was an ideal entry. It didn't happen. It didn't pull back. So Matic is starting to look good. And Matic should continue on. I'm going to leave that at that. Please give me a like and share. And I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.